Can I say something in my Mama Joy's voice? Did y'all see the pilot episode of Gotham? That show right there. Um, I loved it. I loved everything. I didn't expect to see Jada Pinkett this episode, but since she was, let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, um, it starts off the way that I remember the story. I'm not a comic book reader, but I love to watch comic books come to life through cartoons and through movies. So the story matched what I remember as far as the cartoon and the movie. Um, Bruce Wayne was with his parents, and for whatever reason, they got robbed. And even though they gave up what they had, they got shot. Um, Knowing now, well, being older and understanding now, the story, I never knew that it was just a hit put on them. I'm kind of slow that way. I couldn't figure out when I was younger, like, why did they just kill the parents and then I'm not going to say they didn't want to kill the kid, but why would they just rob them and then still kill them? Like, that don't make any sense. And so, especially from seeing The Dark Knight and all that good stuff, it finally clicked that somebody, once this episode hit, that somebody had put a hit on them. So this episode pretty much goes through the the cops, which is Harvey. I don't. Well, I'm just gonna say Harvey because I'm not believing that that's Harvey Dent. Um, but Harvey and Gordon. I don't remember Gordon's first name, but it goes through them trying to figure out who killed the Waynes, Mr. and Mrs. Waynes, and Harvey gives a promise to Bruce that he is going to find out who killed them. Jada Pinkett plays like a mob boss, or I'm gonna say mob boss. She runs a club and she has all these goons under her and everything like that. And so pretty much she was the one who put the hit out on them, from what I understand. And she has some kind of agreement with Harvey, who is Gordon's partner, to go after somebody that they framed. I can't remember what his name was, like Peters or something like that. Some big guy that he was a felon or whatever. So they planted the pearls that were snatched off of Miss Wayne's neck when she died. They planted them in his apartment in some cocaine or crack. I don't remember which one, but they planted it in there so that the police would find it. She gave Harvey the name, so Harvey called Gordon. Gordon went to go find him. Once they tried to question him about it, he took off running. So they, went after him. He took, as he chased, he had a fight with Gordon, and Harvey ended up shooting him. They had the funeral for him, and come to find out he was framed. So Gordon um, finds out about it because the Penguin, which I love the fact that they're developing their character, who looks and reminds me so much of the Penguin character that I've seen. They cast this show beautifully. The Penguin character, he is the one who's is Jada Pinkett's, I want to say right hand, but really assistant boy. Just her little boy toy type non-sexual situation. And the Penguin, I don't know if he just wants her out the way or whatever, but he tells the major crimes unit, who should have been handling the case in the first place, about the guy about Peters being framed. And so they go in and they're thinking that Gordon and Harvey are in on it. And so they go in to tell Gordon, like, hey, we know that you're in on trying to cover up and lie. And so once we find out, we're going to bust you. And so Gordon takes that as, well, if he was framed, let me find out why. And the big thing was the guy who killed the Waynes had on shiny shoes, and they found that from the investigation that they did at the crime scene, that the guy had on nice shoes. He went to Peter's house and looked through his shoes, and all he had was crummy work shoes and work boots and flip flops and just not one pair of shiny nice shoes. So now he wants to know what's going on and what happened. So he goes back to Jada Pinkett's shop to figure out what's going on. Once he goes in to investigate and ask her what's going on, Jada Pinkett has him taken out back to be killed. Um, this is when Harvey comes in to save him. Harvey tries to save him, and even though he has this deal with Jada Pinkett, it backfires because Harvey does not want Gordon to be killed, and for some reason Jada Pinkett thinks that it's okay to kill cops, and I guess she feels like she's that powerful. The big boss comes in, tells them, he's like, you don't shoot cops unless it comes through me. The big boss, I don't know his name yet. I am going to grab that next episode, but he pretty much lets them know, like, you don't kill cops. Before that, Jada Pinkett did have Harvey they had him hanging in meat racks with cows so that they could get butchered, and the butchery came around. That's when the big boss came in with guns shooting and telling them, like, you go through me to do this, and you don't shoot cops because that's a big hassle or whatever. And so Jada Pinkett realizes that it was the penguin who ratted her out because he was the only one who saw her with the actual pearls from Mrs. Wayne. So she wants him dead. So once Harvey and Gordon get away with their lives, Harvey tells Gordon that the only way that they can get out of this is they have Penguin in the back, in the trunk of their car. Harvey tells Gordon, you have to shoot him in the head and put him in the harbor in order for us to both live. And Gordon says, well, what if I don't? And Harvey says, well, if you don't shoot him and put him in the harbor, that I have to shoot you and him and throw both of y'all in. So shoot him in the head and let it go. So Gordon, of course, he doesn't want to do it, but he's like, well, it's better if I at least show. I mean, it's my life for his. And then he goes in true Gordon fashion, he goes and he says, don't come back to Gotham. He shoots the gun right near his head, pushes the guy in the water to make it, to simulate that he shot him in the head, and the guy just takes off swimming. So they both leave, and it leaves like that. I love it when a show is not very, what's the word? I love it when a show is not. If I find the word, I'll give it to you, but I can't figure that word out right now. But the thing that I'm getting at is you can't figure out what's going to happen. Predictable. I love it when a show is not predictable. Though we know this story, they're giving us new storylines. They're giving us the beginning, and they're getting it to us in a new way. So we know the characters, we just don't know the start of the characters. And so I love the fact that it's not predictable. Even though we knew that Gordon was not going to shoot the guy in the head, it was still, it's still an unpredictable series. So I love the first episode so far. It's getting back to, Jada Pinkett. We'll see how far she makes it as the crime boss and all that good stuff. I'm loving it so far. So you guys tell me what y'all think. I really wasn't looking forward to watching Gotham, but my husband, wanted to, so we are. But tell me what you guys think of Gotham. Tell me what you don't like about Gotham. As of right now, I like everything. I'm trying to figure out if Harvey is Harvey Dent, because of course I'm gonna correlate The Dark Knight to Gotham because it's showing the characters before and all that good stuff. And the one thing that I did forget was Gordon went back and told Bruce Wayne, the son, that I did not actually find the shooter. He was framed. And Bruce is like, good, because, pretty much I want to be able to deal with him. I want to see who it was that killed my parents. And so you kind of get that inkling of that's where Batman, began. That's where the psyche of Batman began, because he wants that justice physically. He doesn't want to just know that a man is in a box on the ground and he just got found. So that I love that. So anyway, that is my quick and short review of the first episode, the pilot episode of Gotham. I do believe that this is definitely going to get another season, hopefully. If not, it's all cool. Anyway, like, subscribe. Please don't dislike, but if you do, it's understood. It's okay. And you guys have a blessed day.